Welcome to Legislative 101s, an introduction to transfer eligibility rules. A transfer student is someone who becomes identified with an NAIA school after being identified with another institution previously. The general transferred residency rules are simple. If a student participated at a 4-year school prior to transferring, they must serve a 16-week residency period before they will be eligible to participate at the new school. There are a few exceptions to this rule that will allow a transfer student to bypass the residency period and compete immediately given that all other eligibility requirements are met. If the student's most recent college participation was at a 2-year school or the student did not participate at their most recent 4-year institution, they may compete immediately. If the student did participate at their most recent 4-year school but has a 2.0 or above GPA, as well as a written release from the athletics director, associate athletics director, or compliance office from their previous school, they may also compete immediately and bypass the 16-week residency period. Again, this is assuming that all other eligibility requirements are met. Transfer students who represent 2 institutions in 1 academic year may be charged 2 seasons of competition in a 12-month period. Students who play and graduate from a 2-year institution and transfer to an NAIA school in the same sports season are exempt from being charged 2 seasons of competition. For spring sports, mid-year transfer students must be certified eligible in order to participate in their next season of competition. This applies even for spring scrimmages where students won't be charged for a season of competition. Although a common phrase heard around college athletics, a permission to contact is not a concept that exists in the NAIA. The requirement for coaches to notify an institution of contact with a student looking to transfer is required within 10 days of initial contact with the student. A release is needed from the previous school's athletic director, associate athletic directors, or compliance office in order for a transfer student to be eligible for the transfer residency exception. This release is not necessary to allow for communication between a coach and a student. Transfers who are suspended for any reason, including athletic department policy, from their previous institution must serve 2 semesters or 3 quarters of residency at the NAIA school they intend to compete at. Or they must fulfill the terms of their original suspension from their previous institution, whichever time period is shorter. Please note that a violation of team rules does not equal institutional athletic department policy. Suspensions for misconduct in competition must be served at the NAIA school before competing. There is an exception to this rule that would require the students not to sit the residency period if they were suspended for not meeting the institution's academic standards, but were still meeting NAIA rules and eligibility requirements. In addition, the student would have had to sit out of college athletics for 1 calendar year from the time they were suspended from their previous institution. Do you have more questions about transfer residency requirements? Please contact us on our legislative hotline at 816-595-8180 or by email at legislative@naia.org.